is. Okay, this is High Noon, Dr. Ken at High Noon. It's not quite high noon yet, so that gives me a few minutes to make some very important announcements. And they go like this. Uh, I have a phone installed just so that you can call me. And so I want you to call me whenever you can. And let me know how you're feeling, what's on your mind, and if you watched the video, what do you think of it? Yeah, you have any suggestions? Do you have any questions? Did it do anything for you? Did you become a believer in Jesus for everlasting life? Did you bring your friends to see it? And their relatives and co-workers? And what was their response to it? And then just let me know what you think of it. Give me feedback. Okay, so here's the number. 561-814-2724. 561-814-2724. Now that's in Florida, United States of America. And if you're in some other country, you may have to put a number in front of that, or two, maybe a couple of numbers. I'm not sure. Each place is different. And but try to call me. And if that doesn't work for you, my email address is sailor2680@yahoo.com. I'll say it one more time for you. Sailor, like Sailor, just think of a sailboat up here. Sailor 2680 at yahoo.com. Okay, so send me an email. And also, I want to tell you a little bit about the seminary. We're starting a new class in the seminary August 5th. That's a Sunday. And we just graduated the third class, the class of 20, and they had a wonderful time, and they were just so happy about their seminary experience. And we had 5 students graduate. They all got a Master of Divinity degree, and they looked good. They had caps and gowns, and they marched out to pomp and circumstance. And there was a valedictorian speech, and there was a salutatorian speech, and then I gave the graduation sermon. And we had a nice turnout. People came to witness the students graduating, and it was a wonderful experience for everybody. So let me tell you about it. South Florida Baptist Seminary is a non-standard seminary. That is, we don't have tuition and books and to buy, and we don't have classes and tests and assignments, and written work to turn in. No, none of that stuff. Here's what we do. We give you a list of the books at the beginning of the year that we're going to read, and each week I make assignments in there for you, and then we get together in what we call a seminar. It's not a class. It's a seminar. The word seminar means it's something that grows. It's like a seminar is a garden. A seminary is a garden, for that matter, and a seminar is one of the things that you do in a seminar, in a seminary. A seminar is what you do in a seminary. Okay, and so seminary is not an academic institution. You don't get grades. You graduate, and you get a degree. We do have a program where you get a doctorate as well, and that's another year. But the basic program is a Master of Divinity degree. I call it an MDiv, MDiv, and it's a wonderful course. And the seminar is, we do that in by asking questions and discussing what we've read. And my job in the seminars, and other people might be running a seminar, but usually I'm doing it, and I just ask enough questions to keep the discussion going. I don't really teach the thing. I don't lecture to them. I just ask a question here and there so that they keep on talking. That's a very easy job. These students, they love to talk, and they learn that way. That's called the Socratic method, and invented by Socrates a long, long time ago. And it's the best way. The old way, the lecture hall and the classroom, they're too expensive and too ineffective. So this Socratic method it's not a new thing. It's been around for thousands of years, but it's the best way for now, and it's going to be the best way for education in high schools and colleges and seminaries and universities. You watch; it's already becoming the most effective way, and a lot of the colleges don't like it because they don't collect as much money, I guess. But anyway, that's what we do. That's the way it works. So there's no tuition, and the books are free. Doesn't cost you anything. You just enroll, and the only requirement to be able to enroll in the seminary, the South Florida Baptist Seminary, is you have to be able to read the English language, because most all the books are in English. There are some of the books that are already transferred into, translated into Spanish. There may be some others in German. I'm not sure. Most of the theology books came originally out of Germany. That was before the war. Anyway, it's a wonderful seminary. It's a wonderful experience for anyone. And if you want to be a pastor, a teacher, a Sunday school teacher, or you just want to be a productive pillar of the church, it's the best discipleship training program ever. And besides that, it's very satisfying to learn the doctrines, the teachings of Jesus, and then you can talk with your friends about it. Well, okay, so that's we already have a good number enrolled for the new class, which starts August 5th, but we've room for more. So if you are interested at all, call me or send me an email. Give me your name and your email address, and I'll get you enrolled. And you don't have to live in Florida, because we broadcast the seminars, and everything goes out by email, and you can do it from any place in the world as long as you have access to the internet. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you. It won't cost you anything. If you already have internet service, it won't cost you anything. And sometimes, if you don't have your internet service yourself, you can usually go to a library and use their computers. And they may charge you a little bit, but mostly they don't. At least in this country, they don't. Libraries are usually free, and you can do it that way. So even if you don't have a cell phone or tablet or laptop or internet service, you can still do it. So if you want to be enrolled in the seminary and get a master's degree or even a doctor's degree, this is the right seminary for you. This is a wonderful seminary. I believe it's the best seminary in the world right at this instant. And I say that with great assurance. It's the best seminary in the world. I've attended 3 seminaries and graduated from 2 of them. And so I've had a little experience with seminaries. Okay, it's high noon, and this broadcast is called Dr. Ken at High Noon, and I am Dr. Ken, and it's high noon. So here we go. And today we're in the Gospel of John, and we're in chapter 6. Yesterday we did Jesus walking on the water. What a great miracle that was. And people have become believers in Jesus for everlasting life because they've read or heard about Jesus walking on water. And I hope none of them tried doing that, but anyway, maybe they did and it worked okay for them. All right, so here we go. We're going to be starting out in chapter 6 with Jesus had just walked on water, a great miracle, and now they got in a boat and went to the other side of the lake, and they had this question for Jesus. And when they had found Jesus on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou hither to the other side of the lake? And well, Jesus didn't answer that question. And I guess they decided that wasn't something that he was going to explain to them right there. Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me, not because ye saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. Well, Jesus had fed the 5,000 people, and plus the women and children, so it's probably more like 15,000 people from just a few loaves and a few fishes, and 5 loaves, I think it was, 2 fishes, and that was a huge miracle. I mean, just think, all those people from one little boy's lunch. He multiplied that little boy's lunch enough to feed everybody, and their bellies were full. That's right, and they liked that. And the people decided they liked it. They like to eat, and it's people do like to eat. I'm amazed that the local newspaper here where I live has a whole section of probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 pages of news about food and restaurants that are opening up, new restaurants. There's a restaurant in every corner in this area because a lot of tourists come here and they eat in restaurants, and a lot of people eat in restaurants. My wife and I went out and had flatbread to celebrate my birthday last week, and I think the total cost was about $75 for 2 pieces of flatbread. So that's something you don't do every day, and actually I felt a little guilty about spending that much money. Well, we had some gift certificates. That's how we paid for it primarily, and but a lot of people, that's what they think about most, is eating and where can they get something new and tasty to eat, and how can they enjoy the most food the best. And they don't mind going to expensive places where they can be seen by other people and show off that they can afford to go to expensive restaurants. And last night, President Trump and the President of North Korea, they were walking by the photographer, and the President turned to the photographer and said, now, make us look handsome and thin. Well, you know, neither President Trump nor the President of North Korea are thin. And then the President looked on the face of the President of North Korea when he said that. That was a little joke, you know. And the President of North Korea, he just kind of scowled. He didn't get it. He didn't get the joke, because in his country, if you can get enough to eat to get a little bit heavy, well, you're barely blessed. Because most people in North Korea, what I've heard in the news programs, is that most of the people are starving in North Korea, but not the president. It didn't look like he missed any meals, and anyway, a lot of people think a lot about food, and they eat too much. In this country where I live, that's one of the biggest health problems we have is people overweight. Most people are overweight, and people are preoccupied with what they eat. They love to eat. Well, that's what Jesus is accusing these people of. They're following Jesus not because he was promising everlasting life, but because they like the food. Yeah. And so ye seek me because ye saw the miracle, not because you saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. As Jesus multiplied the little boys' loaves, and they ate them and they were filled. Then he says this thing, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath God the Father sealed. Now I'm going to read you that in the Living Bible. It goes like this. But you shouldn't be so concerned about perishable things like food. No, spend your energy seeking the eternal life that I, the Messiah, can give you. For God the Father has sent me for this very purpose. Wow. He rebuked them for being so interested and concerned about things to eat, food which perish. You know, bread, that's good for a few minutes when it comes out of the oven, and then very quickly it gets stale. And we have some of our meetings are in a restaurant called Panera Bread Restaurant, and they serve, when you order a bowl of soup, they give you a piece of bread. And sometimes the bread's nice and fresh out of the oven, but most of the time it's been sitting around for a little while and it's hard. You can hardly bite it. And you're afraid your teeth are going to come out while you're chewing it. Anyway, so don't be so concerned about things that are perishable, like bread, food. You know, you need food, but don't overdo it. Most people in our country overdo it because we have a lot of prosperity right now. And okay, so, and then they said unto him, what shall we do that we might work the work of God? And Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom ye have sent. You believe on him whom he has sent. That's Jesus. That's the work of God. By the way, they actually said, what shall we do that we might work the works of God? It's really not works, it's work. The work of God is different than the works of God. And this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he has sent, who is Jesus. He's the person, Jesus, that the Father sent down here. And his work is that you believe in him. So be concerned about something that really counts. Don't be so concerned about food, and perishable things, and fun, and entertainment, and excitement, and catering to your desires. No, no, no. Be more concerned about Jesus. He is the one that God sent for you to believe in. And said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou that we may see and believe thee? What dost thou work? Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, and it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. It was called manna. Every morning when they came out of their tent, there was manna on the ground, and they would pick it up and eat it. God, that was provided. Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. That's right. The bread of God is Jesus. He cometh down from heaven to giveth everlasting life to the whole world. And he made it possible for everyone in the whole world to have everlasting life. And he called himself the bread of life. Now, the bread of life is a symbol for Jesus. And he, in the story of the woman at the well, it was living water, which was a symbol for everlasting life. And the woman at the well was thinking, oh, I won't have to come and get water anymore because it lasts forever. You never get thirsty after you drink this. No, she misunderstood. She's thinking about physical water. And the people that had been eating the bread that Jesus made when he multiplied the little boy's lunch, they were thinking about physical life, physical bread too. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. They're thinking about physical bread, the food that you eat. But not Jesus, not talking about that. He's talking about the bread of life, which is Jesus, which gives everlasting life. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. See, there's that believeth on me shall never thirst. That's because Jesus had told that other story about the woman at the well, and that was about water. And I said unto you, I that ye also see me, but I said unto you, that ye also have seen me, and believe me not. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. So whatever you think, if you think that you thought about it, that's okay. If you think that Jesus thought about it, that's okay. Jesus provides it. Jesus is the bread of life. The bread of life is everlasting life. And that is in Jesus. When you believe in Jesus, he gives you a gift. It's everlasting life. And so Jesus says, I am the bread of life. And it is necessary that you eat and that you have food. But don't get overly concerned about it, because it's really pretty simple as far as the bread of life is concerned. Jesus, all you have to do is believe in him. Is that simple? Yes, that's not complicated at all. Little children do it best. They say, oh yeah, I believe in Jesus for everlasting life. I'm going to live forever in paradise with Jesus. Wow. And they just accept that readily. But adults, oh, they've learned how to doubt things and ask discouraging questions. And they'd want to earn their own way into paradise. But Jesus says, no, it's even more, it's so simple. All you do is you believe in me. I am the bread of life. And you have it. And you have paradise forever. And even right now today, Jesus is offering that to you in these verses that we've done. And there's lots more we're going to have to cover, because this is a long chapter. But Jesus is saying, believe in the bread of life. Don't be thinking about your stomach all the time. That's what those people were doing. They're thinking about, wow, that was free bread. We want some more of that bread. Give us that bread all the time. And Jesus says, no, you don't understand. I was talking about me. I was not talking about bread that you eat. I was talking about the Messiah. I am he. And you want to be concerned about me rather than about things that perish like food. And you need enough, but you don't need to spend all your time thinking about it and striving to get it. No. It's the work of God is that you believe in Jesus for everlasting life. That's what God wants you to do. Believe in Jesus. And as soon as you believe in Jesus, he sends the Holy Spirit to indwell you and to give you power to live the Christian life and obey God and earn rewards that you can have for eternity. And it gives you everlasting life that you can never lose. And you'll never die. And you're going to have bodily participation in the kingdom of heaven that Jesus is going to set up on the new earth. And you're going to be a part of the bride of Christ. When Jesus comes and takes all the believers off the face of the earth, takes them to heaven, there's going to be a great big wedding up there. And all the people who believe in Jesus for everlasting life, from Pentecost to rapture, become the bride of Christ. And when Jesus comes back to the earth to set up his kingdom on the earth, he brings his bride with him. And Jesus sits on a throne in the New Jerusalem, with the streets of gold. And his bride sits on thrones also and helps to reign with Jesus over the nations of the world. That's right. And that's called paradise. It's with Jesus forever. And what a position, sitting on thrones and reigning over the nations of the world and helping Jesus and being a big help in getting a well done, good and faithful servant. You're helping me, and it's a very satisfying thing. And those are promises. And not only that, but Jesus is going to write your name in the Lamb's Book of Life, so that when you get up there to the gates of heaven, the angel opens the book and says, "What's your name, sir?" And he opens the book and looks at it and says, "Oh yeah, here's your name right here. You can come into heaven." Or he may be looking through there diligently and looking. He can't find the name. He says, "I'm sorry, sir, but I don't find your name in here. So your name's not written in the Lamb's Book of Life. That means you have to go to the lake of fire." I'm so sorry to tell you that, because once you get in there, you can't get out. And it's a place of torment, and it lasts forever. Wow. No. But Jesus says, "I am the bread of life. He that believeth in me hath everlasting life." That's right. And will not go into condemnation, and will not perish, and will be with me in paradise today. If you were to leave here, you would if you believe right now and you leave this afternoon, you leave this earth, you're going to be in paradise with Jesus. That's right. And he can bring you back to the earth, and you're going to reign with him in his paradise on earth forever. The devil will be bound in hell with all his demons too, so they won't be tempting you, causing a lot of troubles for you. And there'd be no death, no sickness, no tears. It's going to be paradise with Jesus. And all you have to do is one thing: believe in Jesus for everlasting life. He gives it to you. It's a free gift from God. It's 100% free. That's right. And so just believe right now, wherever you are, what you're doing, eating your lunch, sitting at your desk, believe in Jesus right now, and Jesus gives it to you right now, and you'll never lose it. God bless you. The Lord gives me life, the bread of life. And right now, give him that faith to we did it. Thank you, Jesus loves you. This I know, for the Bible tells us so. Okay, here we are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see that Dr. Jeannie, the Dean of Advanced Studies at South Florida Baptist Seminary, watched the video today. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. And we appreciate that very much.